but I think this is interesting. I don't think that anyone else has touched upon this. I wanted to talk to you about this machine, and if you're on the fence ordering one because of tariff. It's been months since I last emailed you. Are you gonna charge me again? Tariff or whatever. If that was something that was a sticking point for you, did I pay a tariff on the 1165V? The answer is, and welcome back, Fire Addicts, to another episode of Travis's Firewood. And today we're talking about this thing and tariffs. So happy 4th, everyone. I'm sorry I've been away. I'm not sure how many of you have noticed that I have not had an episode for over a week. I was in California on vacation with my family, and I didn't have time to make any episodes in advance. Sometimes when you're on YouTube or on social media, you just need to take a break for a second. And so I'm slowly getting back into Firewood. But that's where I was, if you're curious. If you saw my post the day before last, yeah, you know that I was gone. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this, and as you can hear, fireworks in the background. Happy 4th, everyone, by the way. Be safe out there, but happy 4th. I wanted to bring this up, and this is going to be, for those of you just watching, this is going to be a talking episode. There's going to be no action. So if you're interested in me not working on the machine or doing Firewood, go skip forward, whatever, but it's going to be talking. So, but I think this is interesting. I don't think that anyone else has touched upon this, but let me know if anyone has, because I don't think this is a subject or topic that has been talked about yet on YouTube. So, I got this splitter, and as you may know, Splitfire is in Canada. It's in the same province as Eastern Made, so foreign country, and I'm proud of the splitter, happy about it. It's awesome. I need to use it more. I've literally only used this thing, what, 3 times maybe? Like that's quite sad. I need to use the machine because I still got just a mountain of wood, and I got even more wood the other day, and I'll show you that later on. But I wanted to talk to you about this machine, and if you're on the fence ordering one because of tariffs. Okay, tariffs. Now, this is not a political channel. I don't touch upon politics in the channel. I feel that politics does not have anything to do with Firewood. You could draw an indirect line, but not direct. So I don't think that you don't want to hear my opinions on politics. I'd rather stick to the niche that of Firewood, that of why you come back. But this has to do with this company, this pro-grade company, Splitfire, making machines, and a lot of their customer base are in the United States versus Canada or elsewhere type thing. So I want to talk about this because it's I don't want you all to be freaked out even still of the ebbs and flows of whatever tariffs that the U.S. will impose on other countries. So I want to share with you my experience. Okay, this is my experience. This is one narrative coming to you. Okay, so it was in early January of 2025 that I pulled the trigger. I said yes, and I bought the machine. Okay, I wanted a vertical splitter for the type of wood that I want to produce, and I wanted something faster. I needed something more efficient that I could be more productive. So I pulled the trigger on this machine early January. And in that time, there were already talks of the current regime imposing tariffs on other countries. So I bought the machine, I bought it in full, said yes, I got the invoice, and they said that you'll see it in a few months type thing. So that's early January. In late January, I emailed Splitfire. So in the invoice, there was the machine, all the add-ons, and the delivery fee, and that was it. Okay, and that came out to a little over $4,000. Okay, USD. Okay, so I get the invoice, and then I'm thinking to myself, if these tariffs go in place, what's going to happen? I already paid for my machine. What should we do? What's going to happen here? So late January, I emailed Splitfire back and I asked straight up, if the tariffs go in place, if they're imposed, what would I have to pay something? And if I do, what would that be? And their response was that they're following what's happening, and they're formulating a plan if the tariffs are imposed, and if they are imposed, they will contact me on whatever extra charge that would be. Okay, so it was a straightforward response, and I appreciated the transparency. And then I responded right away saying, "Thank you for the response. I appreciate it. Let me know if there is a tariff. I would pay it, because it's not your fault that my country is imposing tariffs on your country, on your company, because that's what it is, right?" I could have been, at that point, I would have been like, you know what, I already bought the machine, whatever thing that you want to add on, screw that, you eat it. Well, I want to be a trustworthy person, and I want to make sure that all parties involved are treated fairly. It is what it is in terms of the added cost. So I was prepared to pay whatever. Okay, so that was in late January. The president of the U.S. signed on February 1st a few executive orders imposing tariffs on Canada, more or less at 25%, right? And that all went into effect on March 4th. Now, my splitter did not go into production until May, so there were still a few more months before the company Splitfire actually got into making. But they had my money, they had my order, I paid in full, and that was that. So I never heard anything from Splitfire since that email regarding an extra fee, an extra payment, a tariff, whatever that they may want me to pay. I never heard anything back, and I wasn't gonna email them again saying, "Hey, it's been months since I last emailed you. Are you gonna charge me again?" I'm not gonna do that, because I already emailed them once, to ask them and letting them know, right? Fast forward, now I have the machine, and now I'm looking more into it, of how to use it and how to use it effectively and safely. And I go on Splitfire's website, and I check out their page for the specs for the 1165V, and I see at the top of the page something interesting. Okay, I'll put it on the screen, but I will read it to you. USA customers, all in caps, hyphen, all caps, no tariffs. Splitfire machines are currently not subject to any cross-border tariffs. Splitfire proudly fabricates all of their products in Canada and sources majority of their components from North American suppliers, meeting all CUSMA / or aka USMCA obligations. So I didn't quite know what that meant. Then I Googled it, and then I emailed Splitfire for clarification. And their response was, yes, we are proud of the fact that our machines are made from mostly North American parts. So therefore, any machines, any things that they have and then export to the US, there's no charge on them under CUSMA / USMCA. So what is that acronym? What is it exactly? Well, it stands for Canada-US-Mexico Agreement, or if you switch around the letters, then you get the other one. Anyway, but this more or less placed NAFTA, or this NAFTA 2.0, from what I understand. It was designed to govern trade between the three countries: US, Canada, Mexico, right? North American countries. It includes specific rules about origin of goods, which are key to understanding how machines made with mostly North American parts are treated. So here's how it works. Apparently, the machine or whatever they are manufacturing has to be originating and wholly made in Canada, U.S., or Mexico, or it contains non-originating parts, but those parts have undergone sufficient transformation in North America, which would mean a tariff shift. Okay, so in summary, from what I'm reading here, the CUSMA encourages manufacturing within North America by eliminating tariffs on goods that meet origin rules for machines that use mostly North American parts and a certified origin for customs, right? So what that means in a nutshell is there are components on this machine that aren't fabricated, designed, built only in Canada. They're from the U.S. and or Mexico. From what I understand, and Splitfire can comment too down below, or anyone else who knows about trade agreements more than I do. I understand foreign policy, but not necessarily trade agreements. Okay, so what this means is because this machine has parts from those three countries and not solely Canada, there was no tariff on this to export it to the U.S. or had to be imported from Canada. Okay, all I paid was what was on the website and add-ons and all that stuff. Okay, and and and, and the flat fee for delivery, which is steep, but it is what it is. So if you're on the fence with ordering one of these because it's a foreign product, well, at least for this company and this machine, there's no tariff on it. Okay, you're not paying whatever percentage that our country is imposing on other countries, the U.S. on other countries. Okay, so I think that's awesome. Okay, so if the extra cost or the extra tariff or whatever, if that was something that was a sticking point for you, if that's something that you didn't want to pay for or get involved with or with the headache, well, it's not a factor. Rest assured that within the disagreement, you are good to go. You're good to go. Okay, with that. So, did I pay a tariff on the 1165V? The answer is no. No, there's no tariff on it, or imposed extra fee on it because it was coming from Canada, a foreign country. Our brothers and sisters to the north of us, whoever lives in the U.S. So that's all I had to share. Just the story of my personal narrative of figuring out that I did not have to pay for tariffs, and I appreciate the folks over at Splitfire for being transparent, responsive to my emails. They are a pleasure to work with, and I appreciate their support. So if you're interested in this machine, I'm pretty sure, but you have to look on the website. Look on the website. Look at all the machines. I cannot 100% guarantee that all the machines meet this specific agreement. Go on the website, check out what you want, and see if the little tagline at the very top is on there. But if you're still confused or have questions, email Splitfire. They will respond to you. They're not some big company that they're not gonna that they will not respond to you because you're just a homeowner. You're no one. Okay, they will respond to your email. I mean, you can tell them that I sent you if that helps. I don't know if it would or not, but anyway. But ask if you have questions. But at least for this machine, no tariffs. So I'm back to YouTube. I'll be putting out some videos soon. I have some ideas. Sometimes you get a slump of, because I have so much wood here. There's a lot to do. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share. What do you think about that? Any thoughts? Leave it down in the comments. This is not a debate. I don't want to get in a potential argument with anyone. This is my experience with this situation, and both parties made the best of it, and I'm I'm glad that I am glad that I am glad that Splitfire makes the machines, and the parts and components are a mesh from those three countries. That's great. To be able to not bypass, but not have the end user, the customer, pay the tariff. So, yeah. So, Team Canada, rock and roll. I'm so very happy about the machine. That's episode. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Remember, life is short to be a prick, so be kind to one another. Rock and roll. Stay safe, keep cutting. Cheers.